Thank you, ma'am. You're going to hang on to them for opening ceremony, and then we're going to plant them while you're walking.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Here's a silver one, honey.
Spooner Health System, Spooner Nursing Home involvement has been in the Alzheimer's walk for 6 years or 7 years since I can remember. It's obvious that we would be appropriate supporters for a cause such as this because we do care for individuals that have been diagnosed with dementia of various forms. Besides that, personally, I am affected because my mom has mid-stage Alzheimer's at this point in time, and it has affected us deeply. The fact that she doesn't recognize us very often, and caregiving is tremendously hampered by the fact that she has some issues with the disease that causes her to be forgetful and also somewhat frightened at times, which hard to see in anybody, and especially your mom, dad, parents. So everybody's affected by it. I don't think there's nobody that I know of that isn't affected one way or another by the devastating diseases of dementia-related diseases. So.
And I've noticed through the years of covering this event, there seems like each year there's more people, and there also seems to be more awareness of Alzheimer's.
I would say much more awareness. We used to consider it just a normal part of aging, and now we know that it's not a normal part of aging. It's a part of aging that happens because we're getting an older population.
Support and participation that we even have hope to overcome this disease. This is my second and final year as chairing the event, and I thank you for this opportunity. It's been a life-changing event for me. I've been overwhelmed by the positive response from people. The event is to raise money, but it's also our goal to raise understanding and awareness. I believe we've been very successful with this in all of those areas. The first year I was involved in this, I would go to people and say, would you give a donation to the Alzheimer's Walk? And they'd go, what's that? By last year or 2 years ago, I was getting the response of, oh, that, yes, my mother, father, aunt, uncle, someone, everyone, almost everyone has been now affected by it, and if they're not, they certainly know about it. That's why I believe we've been successful in both the understanding and the raising awareness.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
I have a list of a couple people in my direct family. My grandma, Lois Batay. Some people came up to me afterward last year and said, oh, I knew your grandma. And I'm thankful that you were able to tell me some stories about it. And then since our last walk, my Uncle Jim passed away, and he had Alzheimer's as well up in the Two Rivers north of here. So like Jean said, everybody is touched by Alzheimer's one way or the other. And the more you read the literature, the more you learn how it can be helped as well. And most of the help I see as a pastor is when the families and the caregivers just take time to talk to the ones that are suffering from the Alzheimer's diseases. You don't realize sometimes that they really do feel it, and that moment that you took to be with them might be the best thing they had happen that day. They may not know your name, and they may not remember you, but they will offer to you a smile that you just will not forget, because you touched their hearts, and we talk through our hearts. On my little flower thing here, I woke up this morning knowing I had the Alzheimer's Walk, and I couldn't get that song out of my mind, You'll Never Walk Alone. Now, is that the national, it should be the national theme for Alzheimer's. If it is not, I think we should make a movement to do that song, the Rodgers and Hammerstein song, that You'll Never Walk Alone, because that's what I think holds me together when I visit people with Alzheimer's and I talk to families that have recent diagnosis of family members with Alzheimer's. It's a devastating diagnosis, but it's not the end of the world. And as a group that's gathered here, you show us the promise, and as it says on our bracelets, the reason to hope. Because we aren't giving up. This isn't about just trying to stop Alzheimer's. It's a walk to end Alzheimer's. It can end with all your help and all your dedication and all your love. I think it really can. Now, I didn't bring my Bible today because I think the Bible should walk with you, but the one main theme I think I always hear when I read from the Bible, where the Old Testament, the New Testament, the Psalms, is that God is with us. And we will never walk alone. Jesus told us He'll never leave us orphan. So I thought, just for fun, here, Jean, to hold that.
Sure.
Now, I heard some of you singing the national anthem, but I know you, some of you personally, and I know you have wonderful voices. And sometimes that national anthem is a little high to hit, but thank you for singing that national anthem. It's wonderful. So I'm going to ask you to sing with me, You'll Never Walk Alone. When you walk through the storm, hold your head up high, keep it up, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm.
Sponsors for a number of years, and it's obvious why we would be involved. We're dealing with the issues of dementia on a daily basis and those that we care for. But one of the things that you may not know is what your walk and your donations do for our organization. Many hours of training by the Alzheimer's Association go to assisting our caregivers in dealing with the dementia in the residents and patients that they care for. Tremendous. We've gone from just barely knowing about dementia and caring for individuals to, I think, having a greater understanding. I think Pastor said that it's becoming much more known, the issues with dementia, and I agree with that. The number of walkers, as Jean said, is increasing. The amount of donations is increasing, and I think even...
As so many of us know, Alzheimer's doesn't only affect the person with the disease. The lives of entire families can be altered with a diagnosis. And each person connected to someone with Alzheimer's or other dementias has his or her own personal reasons for walking to end Alzheimer's today. I would like to ask my friend Iona to come and stand beside me, and if members of her family would like to come too, and just make her comfortable. Iona was diagnosed with Alzheimer's when she was 77, and it has made an effect on, obviously, her life and those of her family members. But that whole deal from the pastor about smiling, not only do we smile and bless her, but every moment of every day when we walk down the hall, all of the staff are showered with smiles from Iona. So when we need to be encouraged, she's always there smiling at us. And even though we're supposed to be her caregivers, she's returning that.
We're out of here. Let's go, Shar.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because we're ready to watch with me and
You're just a cool little girl.
Where's my bike? Hey, can Greg Grandma have a bike? No, we're actually Greg Grandma. Yep. Plant them in the yard.
Yeah, for my mother-in-law, who's a resident of the nursing home.
Her name is?
Nancy Leckel
Nancy Leckel.
and George Burley. Yep.
All right.
Melissa climbed in there.
Oh, maybe the youngest walker here. Dog is walking. Yeah, look at that.
She needs about a 2-mile walk before this 2-mile walk.
Hey, we have a nice flower there.
She has razor's edge.
Hi.
Hey, Frank.
Thanks
Hi.
for your coverage.
You bet.
Okay.
Hey, all right.
Good morning, Frank.
Morning. Hey, there's a beagle.
Miss Bowl That's right, huh?
Yeah.
So, why are you doing this walk? Can I ask you?
My mother-in-law has Alzheimer's, Shirley Quinton, and supporting her and the family and other families like us.
Neat.
Oh, get a picture of us sauntering.
Sauntering walkers, here we go. A saunter will do.
They got their street cred on, yeah.
Hi. Standing by your flowers.
This is our Promise Garden on behalf of the Alzheimer's Association, and it's representing the 4 different types of supporters we have of those with Alzheimer's. The blue flowers represent anyone who has the disease, represented here today. The purple is representing anyone who's lost someone with Alzheimer's disease or a dementia. The yellow flowers, rimmed in yellow, represent anyone actively caring for someone with Alzheimer's or other types of dementia. And the orange-rimmed flowers represent anyone who's an advocate for the end of Alzheimer's.
Oh, neat. So, it's called Promise Garden.
The Promise Garden.
The Promise Garden. Look at this. Wow. It's neat.
Once again, thank you so much for coming out to the walk and for this cause. I work with these folks every day, the families, and it's just, some days you get the stories that just tear your heart out. So the cause is to try and do something about this disease, but we need to support until we find that cure. As the association, I really need to express my appreciation and thanks to our sponsors, which Spooner Health System has just always been a huge part of this, as far as supporting us as an organization, the work that we do, and myself. I mean, they're just individual raising most dollars. And, you know, nobody's ever come in to beat her. And I don't know if I'd want to go up against her. So, because she's got a grip on the area. Jean Moray with Graham's Gang, our walk chairperson, raised $2,192.50. Yay! Every year I have someone to challenge her, but...
Thank you very much.
Then stay up here, right here. And then also, we are going to do The team raising most dollars is, we all know she probably has her own wall at home. Graham's Gang, team captain Jean Morey, their team raised $4,250.68.
Come on up, team.
Come on up, team. Graham's Gang. Come on up.
Thank you.
Good, good.
And then we...
I'm
used to it.
In addition to saying thank you to everybody that supported me, I want to thank this awesome team for backing me. It's a good group and they all did lots of work, so thank you.
Most dollars, and that is Team Iona.
First here. Come on up. Team Iona. Come on up.
Team raising $1,365.
Good. And Miss Iona, since you're the team. Yeah.
Team Iona.
Pine tree there.
Anywhere right here. We just want to grab your picture quick. There she is.
Get Grandma right in the middle of all of us, right up here by you kids.
Hey, Mary Jane, you want to come right over here? So just want to make sure we get you. She's an excellent leader, guides us gracefully, and we're appreciative for her heart. And I'm also appreciative for her not-so-tall legs, because this woman runs all over the county, connecting with resources, and that is obviously how she gains the donations, but she's really made she's an advocate in our community, and if people know about the Alzheimer's Walk, it's a really high percentage that it's because of her. So I fully am behind your spirit, girl. Okay, on three. One, two, three. Nice job. All right,
How much did they raise?
Over $14,000 in this small community.
Wow.
Between walkers, sponsors, signs of support. Majority comes from walker donations.
So, for a community of size, is that pretty spectacular?
That's wonderful.
Really?
Yeah, for this small community, absolutely.
These kind of events, the importance of them, you know.
The importance is not only the fundraising, what's equally important is the awareness piece of this. There's so many people that we need to reach, who need to be reached with resources, who have just been diagnosed, family caregivers. You know, this is an awareness event as well, and hopefully all the folks here will in turn go and talk to somebody that they may meet that needs help.
You know, there's kind of a finality with the diagnosis of Alzheimer's, and families that deal with it deal with a long struggle, and it seems like it's almost inevitabilities about it really are draining on the person struggling with it and the family.
Yeah.
And
what we know is, you know, depending on when that person has been diagnosed, this disease could go from anywhere from 4 to 20 years, and the progression of it is different in every single person. You know, that's why I say every person that you meet with Alzheimer's is so different. And then also you have the caregiver as well, and how long that they're, you know, able to care for that person, the person that they love, and that's why the resources are so important. And as the disease changes the person, things get more difficult.
are we making the research side of it? Are we making any progress? I know there's a couple of drugs that can stop, slow the progress of Alzheimer's at certain stages. But
well, you know,
is there anything promising out there?
You know, speaking of research, there's so much of it out there right now, which is the promising thing. Mm-hmm. On our website, alz.org, has a specific research section to it. What's real important right now is that, number one, we need the dollars for research, and two, we need the people to go into clinical studies. So we have that base of people to help us, find the cure. There is, research is, and I can't speak fluently on research, but, why is it happening? There's several schools of thought. There's, how do we stop it? How do we keep from getting it? But absolutely, alz.org onto our research tab will tell you absolutely everything about research. And then also we have Trial Match, and that's where anyone can go into Trial Match to see if they fit into a research piece.
Okay.
That would help us.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll have a cure one day. But
someday, I'm hopeful.
Thank you.